That's better. Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome. It is December 28th, 2017. We're almost to 2018. And I have been working with some amazing people in Boston. And some of you have seen me with Kit Pang for a while now of Boston Speaks, Kit Pang of Boston Speaks. And this morning I had the good fortune of doing some work and collaborating with Kit and a few other people on what are we doing to help people create their great for 2018. What is your great? What are you looking to accomplish? What do you want to do inside? And I'm sitting with Carmen Borsico. Did I pronounce that right? Carmen, great to meet you and see you again, by the way.
Thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure.
Carmen works with Kit, and Carmen, we're going to get into some of the work that you do in video and photography. Is a great guy to work with, professional, and really knows what he's doing, and God knows when it comes to video and some of this other stuff, I could use some help. So I thought I would take a few minutes with you to get to know you a little bit more, and what kind of work you're doing, the why of what you're doing, and what you're looking forward to in 2018. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
All right, awesome. So you, let's jump right in. I learned a couple of good nuggets about you this morning. Well, first of all, how long have you been doing video and photography work?
I would say for about 5 years now. The first time I actually had a really good DSLR in my hand was actually thanks to my godfather, who's really known as being the photographer of the family. We were in a family reunion, and at the time I've never used much great technology in terms of cameras. I've only had like these small point and shoots. He introduced me to his DSLR. As he was being excused somewhere, he handed me his DSLR, and that just blew my mind away, because I went from small point and shoots with like just taking about 3 megapixels to this amazing Nikon where I could play with the lens, I could play with the aperture and shutter speed, and just really be able to compose shots in a whole different ways where it really broadened my horizons of the aesthetics of what I could use in terms of my photography.
So well, first of all, I have a question. Are we supposed to know, should we know what a DSLR is? keep this short. What is a DSLR?
It is a digital single lens reflex camera. So think of it as a sports car. You're going from a car that gets you from A to B to, oh man, this is a powerful machine right here that can really up your game.
Okay, all right, sounds like cool. So what I just heard from you is, you were kind of into, I remember cameras, and I know I'm a little older than you, but cameras were pretty simple. But your uncle, somebody introduced you to some really cool technology.
Yes.
And it kind of pulled you right in.
Yes.
And what did you do? Did you just start to learn and play around with different stuff and see what worked best, or how did that play out?
Yeah, so I did consider myself a very artistic person growing up. As a kid, I was always drawing and making funny drawings for my friends, like drawing the Power Rangers and so forth. And I always had like a creative talent in me, but I never ventured into photography. It was not until my godfather had given me that piece of technology where it really blew my mind that I could do so much more with photography.
So you said something earlier, and one of the big reasons why I asked Carmen to sit down and do this live for a few minutes was I love that you love what you do, number one, because that's so important, and you used to do something else. And we'll talk about that for a second, and now you've made this shift into, and I'm sure you can share that, your last job might have been good, but now you're doing something you really, really like, and you really want to do, and you're going to make a career out of it. Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Right. So what was that transition like? What led you from doing what you used to do to creating a niche in photography and video work?
So for several years, I was actually a surgical technician. I entered into community college, got a certificate there, because I really did not have an idea of exactly what I wanted to do. I always wanted to put, the art side of me more as a hobby. But so I wanted to go into something more practical and more secure. So going into surgical technology was giving me a leeway into the healthcare field. I did have an interest in science, so I said, all right, I'll just go into that. It was never exactly a passion of mine. That was, I think, a key mistake, to neglect the passion side and go toward, all right, I'll just go for something stable. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to listen to my heart. Just go straight for the money, go straight for making sure I have a secure, steady, stable career. That is something I would advise others to really think about. You know, you're going into especially for those of you interested in going into the healthcare field, it's no joke. You're there taking care of people's lives, so you don't want to think just about the money. You got to think about other people who are depending on you, and it should be mostly for the passion. Where my passions were in art, I neglected that. That, I would say, would be the key thing that I wish I could go back in time and completely change that.
You know, so you just hit on like 2 or 3 golden nuggets that I like to share. I learn about myself, and this is why I do these Facebook Lives and videos, because your story is the kind of thing that other people really benefit from hearing. And I like to say, see, I believe that we need to try and do different things. The best situations normally arise. Some of us are meant to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything for that matter, and you fall right into it. But for most of us, it's because we do something, we realize if we're good at it or not, we realize if we like it or not, and that usually the combination of those and a couple other things will help propel us to what we really want to do.
Right.
I mean, who's to say that if you if you didn't do some of the time in the medical field, you may not be where you are right now. But you are because you tried a couple things and you realized it wasn't really what you wanted to do. And now that's back to that point is how long had you been doing it before you realized this isn't really for me? And here's another good question, did you stay in it for a while you were dwelling and mulling in your head, this isn't really what I want to do?
Well, again, I was doing it for, I'd say, about 6 to 7 years. And I had given myself a time frame too. I said, you know what, because at the time I was also still doing photos and video and graphic design on the side as a hobby and getting small gigs, just to at least have fun with it and continue incorporating that into my life. I said to myself, all right, I'm going to give myself 4 years as a surgical tech, gain some money on the side. That'll be my 9 to 5, but I want to focus more on my art. That 4 years turned into 5, and then 6, and then 7, and it would just keep on going on and on and on. Meanwhile, I was still doing photo, video, and multimedia, but it was not becoming a priority to me. I was spending more time in my 9 to 5 instead of what I really wanted to be doing. Luckily, I was able to find connection through Boston Speaks with Kit Pang. He was looking for someone to do more video work for him.
Okay.
And I was always doing something on the side with video. Another passion of mine is salsa dancing. So for multimedia, for salsa dancing, I incorporate those 2 passions, and I actually had been able to get the chance to travel to festivals and do photos and videos for them. I danced actually professionally as well too for Meta Movements, Latin dance company Masacote. I even have my own Afro-Cuban dance team called Despelote, and I'm even hosting a social called Guateque Cubano in Central Square. So it was those additions of things that was really making me really think that if I don't go 100% into my true passion, I mean, when is it going to happen? It's going to be, I'm always going to say next year I'll do it, and the next 5 years I'll do it. Now I'll just stick with surgical tech. Come to find that I actually lose my job as a surgical tech. So it actually really drove me even harder to say, you know what, this is it. This is the time. It's about to be 2018. Now it's time for me to really focus on what I really want to be doing.
That's so awesome. What another great story I get to come across. And I love that I give you props because you were working, you of course knew and came to know over time about you how much you like photography and video work and dancing. Salsa dancing, you said?
Yes.
So you found a way to, and this is what I talk about, like creating your life. Hey Jamie, how are you? And exactly, 100%. You found and realized what it is you love to do, and you made time. You made time and effort to go out and do those things, even while you were working a full-time job.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, it kind of all comes together perfectly, where the timing was right for you to morph. Now I'm going to start doing it full-time.
Yes.
Do your passions full-time. And these are good lessons to learn. This is what a lot of us need to do. And I respect the fact that you built it in. You didn't sit back and wait. Because the other thing I always talk about is how we own our career, right? Did it take you, if you don't mind me asking, did you ever have a block, mentally about, should I be doing this or shouldn't I be doing it? Or did you feel like, I'm going to go out and do it? Like, how did that work for you?
Well, here's the thing, yeah. There's something called limiting beliefs, where I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I was professional enough. I actually never went to school for photos, videos, and graphic design. I may have taken 1 or 2 courses before, but I never got the degree. So there was always in my mindset that maybe I'm not actually meant for it because I'm not a professional artist. But that was something. There's a way around that, because there's actually artists out there who've taught themselves. There's self-learning that you're able to do. There's resources out there to take a hold of. You can Google anything. You can go onto YouTube and teach yourself. So it's not always a good idea to limit yourself, saying that just because you don't have a certain piece of paper that you can't go out and do what you love.
Boy, I just want to steal you away and take you to one of the workshops that I do, because you are a prime example of a lot of the things that I like to share and draw out of people and talk about. Limiting beliefs is such a big part. All those stories and things that we tell ourselves in our head, I'm not ready, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, it's not my time, why me? Which those are the things that paralyze us, that prevent us from realizing and doing the things that we want. But yet, you work through it. You fought through it, and it's great that you're so aware of what those things mean in your life. That we have. So that's the thing, is that's the other thing I tell people, is that we all have them. I have a ton of them. I still have some reservations about why do people want to watch me on video, but that's why I don't make it about me. I make it about others and stories and things that'll hopefully help people, and it helps me hopefully do a better job. But we all have these beliefs in our mind. We're human. They're wired into us. It's how we respond to them.
Yeah.
Sounds like you responded very well. So just give us as we head into 2018, as we wrap up this video, I think we've gotten a good flavor for what you're doing. What are 1 or 2 things that we can look forward to from you? Or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that you're looking forward to. What do you want to accomplish in 2018?
What I want to accomplish is I want to continue the great work with Boston Speaks. I feel really blessed that I was able to get into this opportunity with Kit Pang and you and the rest of the dream team that's coming up. There's some big things going on in the works that you guys are in store for. So I really can't wait to showcase and be a part of this team that is going to be offering the community all amazing workshops and lessons, and being able to showcase them in video format. I'm working again as a video content creator as Boston Speaks, and for my own side business, I want to continue doing weddings and portraiture. Continue doing more creative video, working in music videos perhaps. There's a lot of different things I can do with video and photos that I would like to venture into.
That's amazing. And we have a comment from Jillian, our friend Jillian Malam out in Arizona, who's talking about how the hands-on experience of doing stuff can often outweigh all the degrees that you have. So I don't know that you hit on this. We hit on it in other ways, but you're self-taught. You've taught yourself, and then you learn more from actually doing the work, right?
Yes. So one thing I had to really hammer down into myself was that you don't always need to depend on school to do it for you or to show you how. It has to come from within. That you're going to dig deep, You're going to go into YouTube. You're going to Google everything. You're going to network. You're going to go for every resource that you can, because your schooling does not stop just in the classroom. It's also out there. It's in the library. It's out in public. It's being at home and reading tons and tons of books about what you're passionate about. So don't limit yourself to just one avenue, when you can really go to many different other places to grab as much knowledge as you can, and you're doing it for yourself.
You're usually behind the camera, but I'm going to tell Kit to take this video, and we have to put this out there, because your stories and your wisdom, I'm telling you, it's awesome. This is the kind of stuff I love to share with people, and you're doing it, you've been doing it, you are doing it, and you're going to keep doing it in a really good way. I really appreciate it. It's been great getting to know you more, my friend.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Good to meet you. And thanks, and everybody, again, think about what you're going to do. What are you going to do in 2018 that's going to make a difference for you and for others? What great are you going to create for yourself? All right, we'll see you again soon, and thanks for listening. Check us out on
Follow
Facebook.
your passions and own your career, just like Scott says.
That's right.
Thank you, guys.
All right. See you soon.